if you could like speak to some of those people, like what would you say to people still in the group? Yeah, just any thoughts that you would have, and it might be along the same lines of what you just shared.
Right. I would just tell them like, hey, this teaching is not true, and it's false, and they're manipulating you, they're abusing you, that they're using different psychological tactics to keep you enslaved, and like this fear and this condemnation, like, and like throwing your life away for this, like, it's just not that they're not following what they think that they are, and that it's just that it's just not that it's just not the truth. It's not the truth, and that there is only one way to God, and it's Jesus, and that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and Jesus Christ is enough alone, and that
Yeah, you've used the word or the term spiritual abuse a couple times. And so I'm wondering, like, have you kind of looked into that concept of spiritual abuse since or is that just a term you've heard? Or I guess I'm asking, like, why do you use that sort of description when you talk about the Church of God?
I do believe that they are utilizing people's belief system, which is something that's so central to people's sense of being, and they're utilizing it for their own personal gain and their own personal mission, so to speak. Yeah, I think that they're taking one of people's just most vulnerable parts of their belief system, and that they're abusing it, and by taking advantage of it to exploit them, and to just reach
Control
whatever.
them.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Yeah, and I so appreciate you being willing to come on and do your part and sharing your story and just doing this to help spread the word and tell other people to not join this group, to give it a second thought if they are members right now. Yeah, and it is just a frustrating and somewhat tragic thing that there is really at the core of what's going on, and why members leave this group and then spend decades afterwards trying to heal and to get over it and to learn to actually just function as human beings, is because of that aspect of spiritual abuse that really is happening to people. It really is an abusive system, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, I also just I think for those who have left and that are still wrestling with that, I hope that people feel legitimatized, if that's a word, in whatever feelings and struggles that people might be having after leaving, and just all the, like you were talking about, having 2 weeks afterwards where you were suicidal, and just the thoughts you had about your spiritual condition in that state. So it's just, that's, unfortunately, those are all pretty normal things, I think, to feel and to think afterwards, as a result of spending so much time in such oppressive and abusive culture. So but yeah, thank you, Savannah, for sharing your story, and if there's anything else you want to say here at the end, feel free.
It really does just break my heart so much that because people that have endured that spiritual abuse, it can make them scared to even want to be around any type of faith. And even like having, it can prevent them from, that fear can keep them from pursuing a relationship with Jesus. And I just want them to know, like I have experienced that healing firsthand, and that like Jesus says that his perfect love casts out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. And like there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. There's none. Because the Spirit of life has set you free from the law of sin and death. Like there's no condemnation, and that healing really is found in Christ. And like I would not be here, and I would not be alive, and I would have not made it through this experience if it was not for experiencing that freedom from Christ and the forgiveness and the healing from him through this experience. And I just want to share that. And I know my thoughts and everything has been all over the place during this interview, because it really has been a while, so it's hard for me to remember a lot of the stuff that they were teaching, specifically about the doctrine and stuff. But I really just wanted to come on here to just share that there is hope, and there is a way out from that pain that you're feeling and that darkness.